Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Everyone got the material? Pass it on. Fine. Point one. We will be covering all the amendments applicable for income tax for May 25 examination. I am assuming you have already attempted Jan or September and you are writing it now in May 25. Okay. There is no change in GST. All the provisions remains the same. Absolutely no change. Everything will remain the same. So we will only focus on income tax. Fine. How many heads of income? First one. Achha. No. We'll go section wise. First one, salary. The first change, only change in salary is, I hope there is one concept called standard deduction. Section 16(1)(a). OR, NR. Old regime, new regime. You get a standard deduction of 50,000. Here also you used to get a standard deduction of 50,000. This has been revised now to 70. You don't have everything in the material. So whatever I am writing, please ensure that you also write the same. This is the first amendment in salary chapter. The only amendment is they have increased the standard deduction from 50,000 to 75,000. That too only in case of new regime. New regime, if I remember, the section number was 115 BAC. So be careful with the first amendment. They have revised the standard deduction limit only for new regime from 50,000 to 75,000. ठीक है, हो गया. Next head of income. बाबा next head of income. House property में there is no change. ठीक है. Next head of income. बाबा हाउस प्रॉपर्टी का नेक्स्ट हेड ऑफ इनकम गाइस, इसमें भी देयर इज नो चेंज. नेक्स्ट हेड ऑफ इनकम, इसमें आया जो भी आया This is the most important, and from this only he will ask question. This will take after half an hour. The major amendments came only in this chapter. Highly confusing, but we'll try to solve whatever we can. Fifth head of income. Income from IF. There is a concept called in IFS called family pension. Yaad hai? What was it? Concept of family pension. In case the SAC dies, the members of the family get a pension on monthly basis. That amount is called family pension, taxable under the head income from other sources. Isme you used to get a deduction under section 57, that is 1/3 of family pension or 15,000, whichever is lower. Yaad tha kuch? Don't write anything, let me complete. Now that has become 15 or 25, whichever is lower, but this is under old regime, this is under new regime. This is the only amendment in other sources topic. They have increased the standard deduction amount for family pension from 15,000 to 25,000. That too if you are availing new regime. Now you can copy this. But first we add under I first, then we deduct. Section number, if I remember properly, 56 to clause 3. Whatever is the star mark I am doing, that's the amendment, guys. ठीक है, done till here, done. Okay, sure, fine. Next chapter after 5 heads. Baba, next chapter after 5 heads नहीं, क्लबिंग. याद रखना क्या 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 करें. In clubbing there is no change in the law. Next chapter after clubbing, bolo, set off and carry forward of losses. Just listen now. I have two properties, one in Goa, one in Hyderabad, one profit, one loss. Can I set off? Up to an extent of, there is no limit. That limit will apply only if you are setting off with other rates. How much it is now? Ulta करेंगे. Now what is the concept? Negative 4 lakhs. I don't have any other income. I will carry forward. Same thing. House property in Goa 8 lakhs. House property in Hyderabad 4 lakhs. Okay. Amendment यहाँ आया. OR old regime. NR minus how much? Minus you cannot carry forward. Which losses only we are talking about? House property loss. This is the only amendment in set off and carry forward. क्या amendment है वापस? House property losses cannot be, it can be set off but it cannot be, बोले तो ये अपन वर्किंग नोट नंबर 2 में लिखना. What is working note number 2? Losses which cannot be carried forward. Mark this as important. He can ask this in the exam. We'll take up capital gains at the end. That will take around 2 hours of discussion. Next chapter after set off. बाबा नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, इन्हीं चैप्टर का नाम तो बोलो यार. डिडक्शंस अंडर चैप्टर 6. उसमें एक ही चेंज आया अंडर CCD. याद है कुछ? What is CCD? This is contribution to NPS. याद है कुछ? ATC, ATCCC, ATCCD1 cannot exceed 1 lakh, and this is as per section DCCE if I remember. But amendment यहाँ पे नहीं आया. Amendment आया under subsection 2, which is employer contribution, which says first we add to income, then we deduct contribution made. कुछ परसेंटेज याद था? Or 10% of salary, whichever is, this 10 has become 14%. ऐसा कुछ याद था? I don't know. Then employee contribution will be ATCCD1B plus ATCCD1. This maximum you get 50,000. Then this is again contribution or 10%, whichever is, and this should be in the overall limit of 80 cc. But amendment यहाँ नहीं आया, amendment यहाँ आया. Instead of 10% now we take 14% of salary. Copy this for deduction topic. Next chapter after deductions. I'm sorry. ठीक ठीक. Point number 9. Concept of कौन सा टैक्स? इसमें there is no change. Next, TDS, TCS, there is change in TDS rates में change हुआ. कुछ याद है TDS sections? Okay. Do not copy until I complete. ये कौन सा सेक्शन होता है मेरे को बोलो प्लीज. Anyone? G. Commission on lottery tickets. Do you remember? And the TDS rate is 5%. Next one, 194 H, other commission. वहाँ पे भी TDS rate is 5%. Next, 194 IB, special rent. Special rent where the limit was 50,000 per month. Next one, 194 M, personal transactions, limit amount 50 lakhs. वहाँ भी it is 5%. 194 maturity amount on life insurance. वहाँ पे भी the TDS rate is ये 5% का they have revised to 2%. But remember the difference. This rate is effective till पढ़ो 38. This is effective from. So in the exam, if he gives any of these section numbers, check the date. If it is July, you take 5%. If it is December, you take 2%. Be careful with the date. First 6 months it was 5%. The rest 6 months it became 2%. Please remember that. Make a note. Limit amount has not been changed for those respective sections. What has been changed is the rate of TDS. If I remember that limit amount for 194G, it is 15,000. 194H, 15,000. 194 IB, 50,000 per month. 194 M, 50 lakhs. 194 1 lakh, if I remember. So they have not changed the limit amounts. What have been changed is the rate of TDS, and you have to remember the date properly, guys. चलो नेक्स्ट चैप्टर. वह TDS हो गया. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर बाबा. फाइलिंग ऑफ ROI. व्हाट इज ROI? उसमें भी देर इज नो चेंज. नेक्स्ट एनी चैप्टर भी मिस्ड. सैलरी हो गया ना. चलो बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर कॉल्ड कैपिटल गेन, दो क्लैरिफिकेशन देख लेंगे. रीड. प्लीज रीड टुगेदर. या बोले तो योर बिजनेस इज ओनली टू बाई and give it on rent. Buy, give it on rent. Buy, give it on rent. Clarification ये आया. This is important for an MCQ. Check whether this is RP or CP. ये क्या होता? If it is RP, this chapter will apply. Which chapter? If this is CP, PGBP will apply. पहले क्या था? In both the cases PGBP only will apply. So they have amended. If the property is residential, we will not apply PG, will apply house property, and we will follow the pro forma. What is the pro forma? I forgot. GAV minus municipal tax. You get NAV, then deductions under section 24, standard deduction and interest on borrowed capital. So copy this, the clarification. ठीक है. Fine till here. Sure. Now, before we start the most important amendment, this section also has been changed. Which section? 115. This. Sure. Can anyone tell me the slab rates? What we studied? Baba, क्या पढ़े थे? You leave the material what I gave. What was? Loudly, guys, please. Yeah. 0 to 3 lakhs. Tax was 0. Next. 3 lakhs to 6 lakhs. 5%. Next. क्या था? पढ़े होगा ना. You wrote plus something, no? What is that plus? 6 minus 3, 3 lakhs. उसका 5% gives you 15,000. Plus what? 10%. Then 9 to 12. बोलो. Plus 15%. Next 12 to 15 plus 20%. More than What is that plus amount? 1 lakh? 1,50,000. Correct? Correct? Okay. ये सब चेंज कर दिए. In your materials now, the first page. Read it loudly, the slab rates now. 0 to 3 lakhs. Yeah, everyone on the screen. Yeah, 0 to 3 lakhs. Nil. Next पढ़ो. हटो यार. Yeah, 3 lakhs to. Before it was 3 to 6. Now they have made it 3 to 7. 5% of income exceeding. Next one. 7 to 10. How much is the plus amount? कैसा आया वो? 7 minus 3 करो, उस पे 5%, 20,000. Plus what? 10% of income exceeding 7 lakhs. 10 to 12, 50,000. How did we get 50,000 now? On the screen. Take the difference of these two. 3 lakhs into 10%. 30 plus 20 gives you 50,000. Plus 15% of income exceeding 10 lakhs. Then 12 to 15 and more than 15. तो कहाँ चेंज हुआ? On the slab values. It was 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 15, more than 15. That was easy to remember because they had a difference of 3 lakhs. Now it is 0 to 3, no tax. 3 to 7, 5%. 7 to 10, 10%. 10 to 12, 15%. 12 to 15, 20%. And more than 15, 30%. Now the point. Was old rate more beneficial or this rate more beneficial? समझेंगे. More than 15 के लिए what was this amount? 1 lakh. So there is a reduction of tax up to an extent of 10,000. So this is more beneficial. That this is the amendment is in the interest of the SSC to an extent of 10,000 rupees. Calculator lo, tell me the tax for 9 lakhs. How do you do? 9 minus 7 into 10%. Correct? No? Plus 20,000. Plus S. 4%. 41,600. Clear? Shall we do one more or you're fine? Make it for 16 lakhs. 1/6. 16 minus 15 into 30% gives you 1 lakh. Plus 1,40,000. Sorry, 30% of 1 lakh give you 30,000. Plus 1,40,000 gives you 1,70,000. उस पे 1,75,000. हाँ 76,800. फाइन, जो भी है ठीक है यहाँ तक. So what is the change we have? Yeah. क्या है चेंज? बोलो वापस. So first change is change in slab. Clear? Rebate कितना था? Rebate up to which income? 3 lakhs to? No, new regime में rebate कितना था बाबा? याद नहीं है, छोड़ दो. छोड़ दो. Now read it together. Change in. पढ़ो बाबा. Under section OR NR. What is OR NR? If my income lies between, पढ़ो, 2.5 and 5 lakhs, we get a rebate. Tax amount 12,500, whichever is low. ये करे ना कितने बार? अमेंडमेंट यहाँ आया. कहाँ पर? Read it loudly now. Income lies between 3 lakhs and 7 lakhs. Rebate is equals to TA 25,000. This is important, very important amendment. Make a note. But they have made it 25. There is no logic behind it. It should be 20. Let me check once. One second. No, it's 12.5. Here please make a change. The student did not write properly. Here it is 12,500 only. Page number 4 or 5. Amendment came only for the new regime. Chalo. So what are the changes in 115 BSc? Number 1, change in slab rates. Number 2, change in. Third one, salary mein they have changed the standard deduction from 50,000 to 75. Number 4, family pension also. It is 1/3 of family pension or 25, whichever is, and HP losses cannot be carried. These are the 5 changes in new regime provisions. except that everything else remains the same. Okay? So repeat. Number one, first change in the slab rates. Let's just check. 3 to 7, 5%. 7 to 10, 10%. 10 to 12, 15. 12 to 15, 20, and more than 15. In the recent announced budget, which is not applicable for your exam, this they have revised, this limit. With that, there is no tax on an effective income up to 12 lakhs because they have changed the rebate amount. Now, that's not applicable for your upcoming examination. Okay. Sure. Now comes the most important amendments in a topic called capital gains. एग्जाम में यही पूछेगा उन आपको. देयर इज नो सेकेंड थॉट अबाउट इट. ठीक है. फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, the changes got effective from, there is a date called, read it loudly, the date. डेट याद रखो, वापस बाय हार्ट कर लो डेट को. डेट बोलो वापस. Now the question is, why only this date? Because generally any amendment will be applicable from 1st April. Then why this date for our examination? This is an election year. So there will be 2 times budget will be presented, one before elections, one after elections. This is the budget after election. This was announced. So you have to remember the date. There is no second thought about it. ठीक है. Do not copy anything. I'll tell you when to copy. Just keep on listening. First change आया, change in type of, पढ़ो यार, type of. If I remember, we covered 2 types रहते, एक short term, एक long term. Keep on listening. Do not copy anything. Short term, we check PO. Please participate करो यार. Period of 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. ఇక్కడ 4 అసెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. లిస్టెడ్ షేర్స్, ఈక్విటీ ఓరియంట్ म्यूचुअल फंड, जीरो कूपन बॉन्ड, एनी अदर लिस्टेड सिक्योरिटीज. यहाँ पे आते 3 एसेट्स. इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, शेयर्स ऑफ प्राइवेट कंपनी, शेयर्स ऑफ अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी. एंड यहाँ आते AOA, एनी अदर एसेट्स. Clear? Same thing. Here we do opposite. Opposite बोलते more than. Same. ठीक है. This was, I guess this was what we covered. इसमें amendment ये आया. This is correct up to 23/7. What is up to 23/7? If the transfer is before 23/7, this is correct. Transfer बोले तो see, but if the sale takes place on or after what? 23/7, then ये क्या है? शॉर्ट टर्म. ये क्या है? लॉन्ग टर्म. 12 बोलो क्या था? 24 36. ये 36 को उड़ा दिए ये लोग. So now we don't have 12, 24, 36. We only have 12 and 24. Ikkada those same 4 assets will apply. Ikkada they have introduced as AOA. What is AOA? Will come under 24. There is no concept of 36 months concept has been removed. So ab exam mein the first thing we check date, and we will take 2 problems once I complete all the amendments of capital gains. We will take 2 problems from study material and solve with updated values and updated amendments. Once again, before rule 12, 24, 36, that is still apply if the sale takes place before 23rd July 2024. If the sales takes place on or after 23rd July, you have either 12 or 24. Check in your material given, one of the pages will be this only. I don't know which page रहता पक्का. I guess 6, 7 or 8 or 6 or 7 जो भी है. देखो एक बार. This one. Did you find? Now decide करो, do you want to copy something or that what is given एक बार check करो. Do one thing to make it more clear. What is given here? Copy those 4 once again from this 4. So it will be very clear for you guys. For more than 12 also you copy, less than or equal to 12 also you copy those 4 transactions of 4 assets. So the before rule was 12, 24, 36. The updated rule is 12 and 24. But why are we bifurcating for short term and long term? I don't know. Why are we bifurcating? Because there are difference in the tax rates. The tax rates differ. Long term के लिए we have different tax rates. Short term के लिए we have slab rates. And if the short term, everything I'll repeat once again. Don't worry. पहले लिख लो अच्छे से. Clear? Clear? चलो. Next. Everyone on the screen. Heading पढ़ो. Heading पढ़ो बाबा. क्या है heading? Section का नंबर पढ़ लो बस. Section what? 112. कुछ याद है इस बारे में? क्या था ये? बाबा क्या था ये? चलो. Let us read loudly. Number 1. If. Loudly yaar. If. Now the question is which? Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. But in the exam this only is important. Which one? Shades. Number 2 is कहाँ पे? What do you pay? Gain or loss? चलो. Everyone on the screen. चलो. Gain हो सकता, loss. What we studied I'll tell you. Up to 1 lakh ऐसा कुछ था ना? There was no tax greater than 1 lakh. हाँ, ऐसा नहीं पढ़ते बोला 10% ऑफ CG minus 1 lakh. ऐसे ही कुछ था. If it is it can be set off against LTC. If not, you will carry forward. I guess this was what's covered in the session. Amendment ये आया, दो amendments है इसमें. They have revised the limit amount. Now they are telling not 1 lakh, 1,25,000. Do not copy anything. Let me complete first. So what the first change? First change, they have changed the exemption amount from 1 lakh to 1,25,000. Next, second change है. अब aunty is telling, check करो what is DOT. Date of transfer. वही nonsense वाला. Before or on or after. चलो, if it is before, it is of CG minus 1,25,000. If it is, they have increased it to 12.5. So what are the two changes we have in the section? Wapis, I forgot. The first change. The first change, they have revised the limit from 1 lakh to 1.25, and they have changed the rate from 10 to 12. But on the condition that the transfer takes place on or after 25. These are the two changes. If I see here, the changes are given here on the next page. All else the provision is same. If you still want to copy what I have given, you can copy that. क्या है पढ़ो एक बार, पढ़ो. Before 10% on exceeding 1,25,000, and if it is on or after 12.5. ये क्या है? However, cannot exceed 1 lakh. That's okay. Means the limit amount is 1,20,000. All other will remain the same. No change in the section except these two changes. Now, if you still want to copy this, choice is yours. This one. Guys, done? So what are the two changes till now in capital gains? Number one, types of capital asset. Number two, section 112A. That is for long term. Okay. Continue करें. Fine, everyone. Sure. On the screen. On the screen. next amendment took place. Read it loudly. 1-1. ఈ 1-1-2 ఎప్పుడు అప్లై అవుతుంది, 1-1 ఎప్పుడు అప్లై అవుతుంది సార్? This is for long term, this is for short term. This is for those 3 assets. This is also for those 3 assets. Which are those 3 assets? Listed equity shares, units of equity oriented mutual fund, units of business trust. इसमें we have 2 tax rates, 10, 12.5, and we have a limit amount of, clear? यहाँ पे 15% and 20% कर दिए ये लोग. I guess what we covered in the session was 15%. Now the tax rate is 15% if the sale takes place before 23rd July. If the sales takes place after, then it becomes 20%, and यहाँ पे there was no such limit. There was no such limit. So what is the change in 111A now? It is 15% up to some date. Post that, the tax rate has been increased to 20%. Please understand. So I guess in that next page in your material you will find that. This is the amendment. In 112A, what did they increase? Limit amount. What also they increased? So giving one Asha chocolate, taking one Cadbury from you. Exemption amount increase करे, but tax rate also has been. There is no purpose of doing that. Okay. So once again, 3 changes as of now in capital gains chapter. Number 1, change in the type of capital asset, period of holding. Number 2, 112A. Number 3, 111A. And the amendment आया जो सबसे important है is section, पढ़ो. This is tax rates on LTCG. एक काम करेंगे, ऐसा करेंगे या अलग तरीके से मैं लिखा हूं? बोलो बाबा. अच्छा ऐसा ना को लिखो. विल डू समथिंग, विल गो थोड़ा डीप में. लिखो ना, टैक्स रेट्स ऑन सीजी. सीजी बोलते. आई वॉन्ट यू टू राइट विथ मी दिस वन. न्यू पेज, horizontal heading. Mark as very important. This is the last amendment for your exam, but this will take a lot of time. Because this we have to study properly with few proper examples. Start kare everyone. Okay. How many types of capital gains we have? 2. लिख लो, LTCG, STCG. ठीक है. We'll first complete the right hand side first. What is right hand side? If someone asks you what is the rate on short term, you should ask whether they fall under 1-1 or AOC, any other case. If they fall under this, you have to fall under those three assets. याद है ना? Then what do? We check. Date of, अच्छे से बोलो यार, date of transfer. If it is before, on or after, क्या है tax rate? I forgot. 15 here, 20 here. ठीक है. सेकेंड ट्री क्या है? स्लैब रेट्स. गिव मी एनी एग्जाम्पल अदर देन दीज थ्री एसेट्स. एनी अदर एसेट बोलो. immovable property provided it is short term. Jewelry, drawing, painting, shades of private company, shades of unlisted public company, archaeological collections, कुछ भी हो सकता. Apart from these three, provided they are short term, they have to be short term first. यहाँ तक डन. ओके. फर्स्ट ट्री, इसमें दो ट्रीज करो. 112A एंड 112. ठीक है. विल कंप्लीट 112A फर्स्ट. सेम those three assets, amount of capital gain up to 1.25, greater than 1.25. up to 1.25 क्या नहीं लगता? tax. greater than 1.25, then we check DOT. before 23rd July, on or after 23rd July. Tax 10% on CG minus 1.25. Tax 12.5% on CG minus 1.25. And if I remember, we will take 3 chocolates from you. There is no indexation, no rebate, and good, no deductions under chapter 6. ठीक है गाइस. डन. चलो नेक्स्ट वन क्या है? नेक्स्ट वन इज 112. डू नॉट कॉपी एनीथिंग, नॉट जस्ट कीप ऑन लिसनिंग. उसको 3 ट्रीज रहते, बट कीप ऑन लिसनिंग फर्स्ट. फर्स्ट ट्री इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट immovable. एग्जाम में यही आ रहा, मार्क माई वर्ड्स. दिस ओनली ही विल आस्क नाउ इन द एग्जाम. किसका? immovable property. Let me complete first. You will write as it is, then we'll do numerous illustrations to understand this amendment. पढ़ो. Whenever I say immovable property, 4 assets आते. L, L plus B plus L, 4 walls plus 1 slab. That is Himmel property for us. Okay. I want everyone to read it loudly. Loudly पढ़ो यार. पढ़ो. Purchase या sold? What I am writing? Purchase. पढ़ो. ठीक है. चलो फर्स्ट वन क्या है? अब पढ़ो. अच्छे से पढ़ो. चेक व्हाट. पढ़ो. हाँ पढ़ो. ऑन और आफ्टर. ठीक है. फर्स्ट वन क्या है? सोल्ड बिफोर. आपको टैक्स लगता 20% and you get indexation benefit. What is indexation? मालूम ना क्या होता? ओके. नेक्स्ट वाला पढ़ो. सोल्ड ऑन. आपको एक ऑप्शन रहता. O1 O2. What is O1 O2? Pay tax at 12.5. Which one will you opt? बाबा दो ऑप्शन दे रहे 20 12.5. Which one will you opt? But this is with indexation. This is without indexation. Which WIB? Whichever is. बोलते whichever is lower. This is the first. To explain this we will do one problem from study material. तो ये आपको समझ में आता कि हो रहा क्या. चलो once again first copy this. ठीक है. Guys, start. Guys, please. ठीक है. कौन सा प्रॉब्लम लेंगे? कोई भी एक ले लो. चलो. 1 second. Let me check with that answer should have what I want to cover. So tax liability पूछना वहाँ पे. ठीक है. 7 लेंगे. ठीक है. On the screen. Yeah. Start reading. Mr. Shiva purchased a house property on Feb 15 to 1979 and house property बोलता IMP for rupees 3,25,000. In addition, he also paid stamp duty at the rate of rupees. So what is stamp duty value? Stamp duty paid 35. Registration charges paid shall form part of cost of acquisition. In April 2008, please together, in April 2008, Mr. entered into an agreement with Mr. Mohan for sale of such property for rupees and received an amount of as the sale consideration did not and Mr. Shiva. So whenever that comes, these two sections में एक section apply होता, either 51 or 56 to 9, advance money received and forfeited. We need to check the date 1/4/2014. Arun Jaitley ka first amendment it was. When did you forfeit? April. So out of these two sections, which section will apply? This will apply. Which one? And 51 says we will reduce from the cost of acquisition, if I remember the concept. Point number 2. In May 2000, he again entered into an agreement for sale and received advance of, again that advance was forfeited, but ये कब forfeit हुआ? So now which section will apply? It will be taxable in which year? In 2015. We are in which financial year? 24. So this is irrelevant for our examination or year purpose. This is already taxable in IFOS in financial year 15-16. In August, he constructed a first floor by incurring a cost of 3 lakh. इसको बोलते हम cost of improvement. ठीक है यहाँ तक? Let us read together. Next, continue together loudly, guys. Together on. Please loudly, guys. On. No. Mr. First of all, on. अब प्रॉब्लम ये है बिफोर बजट डेट है आफ्टर बजट, सो दैट इज वेयर द प्रॉब्लम कम्स नाउ. दिस इज नॉट बिफोर द बजट डेट, दिस इज आफ्टर द बजट डेट. सोल्ड फॉर 30,50,000 and received an amount of as an through an paycheck. Mr. Manish paid the balance entire sum and Mr. Shiva transferred the house to Manish on. Mr. Shiva has paid the brokerage at the rate of the sale. This becomes your TE, transfer expenses. I hope we remember the pro forma. Next, on the fair market value was 11,85,000 and the stamp duty value is, ये कई को दिया, if you purchase the property before you get an option. Okay. Further, the valuation as per stamp duty authority as on 15th November and 20th February is given. Compute the capital gain and the tax liability and nonsense जो भी है. CIS are given. One more. This you have to remember for your exam. If I remember, when we covered the problems for financial year, this was 348. So for next year, it has become 300 and you have to remember two CIS only. 2001 200 and 24-25 360. So whatever problems we have done, and in the numerator wherever we wrote 348, it will be replaced with 363. यहाँ तक story clear. Do one thing. I want someone to take the photo of this so that when I prepare, do you want me to prepare the diagram? Baba, yes बोल रहे, no बोल रहे. I guess we used to prepare a diagram in capital gain chapter. वो भी yes नहीं ना बोल रहे, देखो. Yes or no? चलो, someone take a photo and then give me. I prepare the diagram and I'll tell you how to do the problem, because this is a standard problem. Shall I scroll down? हाँ ठीक है. Keep on listening, sir. This is bloody important. You have to know what has to be done now. Shall we start? On the screen. On the screen, I said just keep on listening. Shh. Listen. Naam Shiva. Purchased ఎప్పుడు, కబ్? You see the problem. 15th Feb 1979. What is COA? 3 lakh. 3 lakh plus what is the registration charges? Plus 35. Total karo. 3 lakhs 59. Correct. What is FMV as on 1/4/2001 given? See the problem somewhere down. Second last paragraph में दिया होगा 11,85,000. Also give me the stamp duty value as on 1/4/2001. 10 lakh. Clear? On the screen now. As per section 50, if you purchase an asset before 1/4/2001 and that too it is immovable property, you get an option. Either A lena or these two, whichever is, which becomes B. These two, whichever is high, if I remember the provision. So कितना लेना आप बोलो, अब बोलो बाबा. 10,70,000. यहाँ तक क्लियर. Then there are two AMOR. See, AMOR, no? Advance money, AMRF. Give me the first value and the second value. दो एडवांस रिसीव हुए ना सर. फर्स्ट वैल्यू 1,11,000. सेकेंड वैल्यू 1,50,000. ईयर और मंथ. फर्स्ट वन April 2000. Second one, first one is 1,51,000. अच्छा, second one. Second one, month or date, May 2050. Clear? For this section 51, for this section 56 to class 9. This will be taxable under IFOS in that year only. So this we will not consider in the current problem. ये क्या करना? So my reduced COA, not reduced, sorry, revised COA 10,70,000 minus 1,11,000. निकालो 2 lakhs. 9,59,000. यहाँ तक क्लियर? क्लियर. ओके, पक्का. चलो नेक्स्ट DOA. लाउडली बोलो यार. डेट ऑफ अग्रीमेंट सेल के लिए. देन DOR, डेट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन. गिव मी डेट ऑफ अग्रीमेंट. सब नवंबर है ना बाबा. 15 नवंबर व्हाट 20. रजिस्ट्रेशन डेट देता कहीं तो 20 Feb 2025. ఇప్పటి వరకు క్లియర్? ఓకే. నాకు ఈ రెండు రోజుకి స్టాంప్ డ్యూటీ వాల్యూ చెప్పండి. देता बाबा प्रॉब्लम में, ध्यान से पढ़ो. 39 lakhs for which one? 39 lakhs. Second one 41 lakhs. ఇప్పటి వరకు క్లియర్? बाबा बोलो. ASC एक्चुअल सेल का दिया 39 समथिंग. क्या है वो देखो, 30 lakhs 50. ఇప్పుడు వినండి. ఓకే, there is a section called 50C where we check actual and stamp duty value. We had two cases, if I remember, case 1, case 2. Case 1 was if actual sale consideration is greater than stamp duty value. Case 2 was stamp duty value greater than actual sale. But yeah, confusion here, two stamp duty values are given. We should take which stamp duty value? There was a clarification from the government. If you should take this date. Which date? Provide 3 conditions are satisfied. If you receive an advance on or before the date of agreement in any mode other than cash, bearer check, cross check. यहाँ clearly problem में check करो. He gave you receive advance in account, pay check. Indirectly is telling ignore this value. So we will compare this and this. Now we check whether the percentage of difference is up to 10% or more. This is more than around 28 to 30%. So what should we take as full value of sale consideration as per section 50C? 39 lakhs. यहां तक समझ में आया? सब करे, we did this, but now I'll tell you what we need to do. Clear? What is transfer expenses? Percentage दिया ना, how much? That will always be on this amount. That will always be on actual sale consideration. Ab I'm asking one doubt. Date of purchase 1979. Date of sale. Open your chart. Tax rate का chart. First tree, immobile property में first tree. Read the heading. Read the heading loudly यार. Purchase before. And second, उसमें date of sale. On or off. So क्या मिलता? Option. The first doubt they have clarified. If you fall in this case, which case? Purchased, sold, and when you prepare the क्या? Loudly. You will prepare what? Calculate what? वो income has to be without indexation. That calculation has to be without indexation in your computation sheet. Technically, what is period of holding? 79 to short term asset or long term? Long term. It is long term. So now clarify number one. When we fall under this concept where you have an option either of 20% or 12.5, you leave that option. You have to solve the answer first in your sheet by an assumption that it is without indexation. Is the first rule very clear? Chalo, we will not solve the problem. I will show the answer now because we have discussed it properly on the screen. Is this correct? बोलो. Yes. Transfer expenses कितना था? 30,000 माइनस करो. Next, did we get 9,59,000? हाँ बाबा बोलो, करे थे ना अपन. Then what is this 3,90,000? Cost of improvement. First rule, these two are without indexation. Indexation nahi milta. Understand the logic. They have reduced the tax rate from 22, but एक chocolate भी ले ले रहे. कौन सा chocolate ले ले रहे? There is no indexation benefit. Calculators please. हाँ कितना आ रहा? 25 lakhs. बोलो बाबा 25 lakhs. This should be your answer. Simple. If he asked calculate only income, now if he asks calculate, you have to do under both the options and solve. But only if he asks income, this is your correct answer. You will not do any indexation in the calculation sheet or computation sheet. That's not allowed. If he asks only the income, we will always do without indexation. Calculators. अब कितने ऑप्शंस है? लाउडली बोलो यार. 2 ऑप्शंस है. ठीक है. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन क्या है? We'll see that after 5 minutes. Option 2, इस पे 12.5 निकालो. Sir, why are we not minusing 1.25 lakhs? That is only for listed shares. Only for those 3 assets. ये कौन सा asset है? So that concept will not apply. Into 12.5% plus 4% says 3 lakh 666 है. यहाँ तक clear? Who is SSE name? Shiva is your client. You are doing the calculations. This is under the second option. Now we have to do on the screen. Calculation of tax with प्रोफार्मा. याद है ना? गलत बोल तो मार देता. बोलो प्रोफार्मा कितना था? 30. that will not change. less 30,000 माइनस करो 38 69 लेस कॉस्ट नहीं इंडेक्स कॉस्ट 9,50,000 by 100. Why by 100? Because you purchased before 1/4/2001, the base year will be 100 into 363. 34 lakhs 170 less index improvement value बोलो 3 lakh. विच ईयर में हुआ? ईयर पढ़ो बाबा 2015. CII चेक करो 2015 का. यू कॉपीड द क्वेश्चन नो. 250 करो 5,50,000. निकालो. Negative positive how much? 1,32,000. पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव? जब नेगेटिव है सो शिवा यू ऑप्ट फॉर ऑप्शन 1. नो नीड टू पे एनी टैक्स. बट व्हेन यू डू द कंप्यूटर income calculation, it has to be without indexation. But when you do the tax calculation, you have to do both the options. Let us check आपका स्टडी मटेरियल क्या बोल रहा है, and I want you to read it loudly. कितना आया उसको? आपने वो कितना आया? Now I want you to read it loudly, the last line. Since, loudly together, since stop. It means when you ask the Shiva's income is not a loss. It is some 29 lakh जो भी है. We are doing this only for tax calculation. When you do the income calculation, it has to be without. And loss कितना आया? And they have clarified you cannot carry forward this loss because this is not your income. This is you are doing only for the calculation of tax purpose. This is you are doing only for tax purpose, nothing else. So once again I repeat, if you buy before the budget date immobile property and sell after the budget date, you get 2 options. But वो सब बाद में. first you will calculate the income from capital gains without indexation. Whatever answer you get, you tax at the rate of 12.5. That becomes your second option. Then you calculate option 1. Again you will solve the problem with indexation and check wherever the tax is lower, that is your answer. Now my doubt, simple doubt, what is date of sale in the problem? 15th November है 20th November है बाबा loudly participate करो. What is date of sale? 15th. If it is 15th June, 15th June देता था problem, everything is same. Then you will prepare your income sheet with indexation. Check करो क्या लिखे यहाँ पे, क्या लिखे 20%. In that case, this loss will be carried forward. This loss can be carried forward. So point is, if you sell, नहीं आफ्टर नहीं, ऑप्शन कुछ नहीं है, ऑप्शन कुछ नहीं है मतलब you have to pay at 20% with index. ऑप्शन कब मिलता देन? बाय बिफोर, सेल आफ्टर. Buy before, sell after. And when you do the income calculation, it has to be without indexation. But when you do the tax calculation, you have to do under both the options. That you need to understand very properly. So same problem, if he changes the date from 15th November to 15th June, then this you don't do any options, you will solve with indexation, and loss hai to it can be carried forward. That you need to understand. Is this clear? If you have any doubts, please let me know, and please check these problems from your study material and try to solve. Yes, anything? नहीं, उन प्रॉब्लम में दिया इसलिए मुझे मालूम था कोई पूछता. ही हैज अदर इनकम्स एंड इट कैन बी सेट ऑफ. यहाँ देखो, अज्यूमिंग दैट बेसिक एग्जेम्पशन लिमिट हैज बीन फुल्ली, सो यू डोंट डिडक्ट 2.5. हैड दैट नॉट बीन गिवन, वी वुड हैव डिडक्टेड 2.5 फॉर श्योर. ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स? Yes, yes. So this is very important what we are doing right now. ये ही पूछेंगे एग्जाम में on. So this has to be very clear. And my advice would be to go through the problems from study material. Last 3-4 problems, practice problems. That will give you clarity on that. Provided you have the knowledge of capital gains. ठीक है, अपन कहाँ हैं अभी? ये चार्ट में है ना? कौन से चार्ट में? हाँ, आ जाओ. हियर नो वी आर करेक्ट? नहीं, यहाँ पे, यहाँ पे. शैल वी स्टार्ट? यहाँ आ जाओ. सेकेंड ट्री क्या है अंडर इमोल प्रॉपर्टी? चलो कंटिन्यू दैट. वापिस बोलो क्या था वो? परचेस्ड ऑन और आफ्टर. अब पढ़ो. जस्ट रीड, जस्ट चेक वन, जस्ट लिसन फर्स्ट, देन यू कैन कॉपी. पढ़ो. व्हाट डिड यू राइट? क्या लिखते? लाउडली यार. बिफोर. हाँ, क्लियर. फर्स्ट वन क्या है? हाउ इज दिस पॉसिबल सर? मतलब परचेस के पहले सेल कैसा होता? So that is not possible. What is secondary? and it is पढ़ो without, यहाँ पे आपको कोई भी ऑप्शन नहीं देते हम आपको. तो ऑप्शन कब मिल रहा सर? व्हेन आर यू ब्लडी गेटिंग द ऑप्शन? यू गेटिंग एन ऑप्शन व्हेन परचेज बिफोर द बजट डेट, sale after the budget date, and option is 20% with indexation 12.5 without. But when you calculating the income in the computation sheet, you have to solve by without indexation. Only for tax rates we will do that options. Income wise you will do only without indexation. What if I purchase before and sold before? 20% with indexation. चलो एक बार रिवाइज कर लेंगे once you note down so that immutable property is very clear to us. चलो परचेज बिफोर सोल्ड बिफोर 20%. थोड़ा दिमाग लगाएंगे, थोड़ा लॉजिक समझाओ इसका. ओके, अमेंडमेंट ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది? 23rd June. నేను మేలో సెల్ చేసిన, బట్ అమెండ్మెంట్ కబ్ ఆయా? సో ఓల్డ్ ప్రొవిజన్స్ ఓన్లీ విల్ అప్లై. ఓల్డ్ ప్రొవిజన్ వాజ్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ indexation, tax rate is no problem. New amendment कब आया? So if I purchase after new amendment, it means you knew the rule, and you sold also, you knew the rule. So then also we don't give you option. It is 12.5%. Option तब मिलता when you purchase before, sold, and this nonsense will apply only for your financial year. Next financial year onward there is no this concept, it is only 12.5. but for your this May exam and upcoming September and then this confusion will apply with the date. What's the date? 23rd July 2024. We are in tax rates on capital gains. Two concepts, long term, short term. Short term में two concepts, 111A, any other case. 111 में amendment 15% as well as 20%. Any other case slab rates. Now we comes to long term. Long term में two sections, 112A and 112. 112A will apply for three assets. Again 10%, 12.5%. limit amount has been increased to 1,25,000. And second, under 112 we have three trees. Usme the first tree is immutable property, and this is for immutable property. कोई doubt है तो right now, else will continue the chart. Anyone? ठीक है. Now come to your chart section. बोलो बाबा, section 112. उसमें three trees क्या था? Correct. With indexation. Correct. Now second tree लिखो, zero coupon bonds, listed shares sold outside recognized stock exchange, any demat listed securities. Again write check DOT. What is DOT? Date of transfer. Before 23rd, on or after 23rd. On or after, no simple concept. 12.5 without indexation. यहाँ पे आपको मिलता ऑप्शन O1 10% without indexation, O2 20% with indexation, whichever is lower. But exam point of view के लिए what matters is immovable property. This is only for your knowledge, you can remember if you want. Exam में immovable property only he will ask. ठीक है. Done. Third tree. Any other assets? Third tree. Any other assets? Any other asset बोले तो हाँ apart from those three plus apart from immovable property plus वहाँ कितने लिखे थे अभी 3 apart from these 3. So apart from 7 assets, 3 plus 1 plus 3, jewelry, painting, shares of private company, shares of unlisted public company, archaeological collections, कुछ भी हो सकता है. Copy this. ठीक है. ठीक है. Now just for my satisfaction I will give an example. I want you to try this. Someone from Google tell me CIA for financial year 7-8. Someone quick. 7-8 is 129 and 24-25. 360. Everyone on the screen, let me explain the example, then you try, then we'll discuss. He bought a house property for 10 lakhs, sold for 40 lakhs, transfer expenses 2 lakhs. He has salary income also 8 lakhs. Bracket में क्या है? Ante you will not deduct any standard deductions or deductions under section 16. I want the tax liability under old I want what? Tax I want under new regime. Take your own time, please, but do it properly. Shall we start discussing? अब आप स्टार्ट बोले तो भी स्टार्ट गाइस, because if you have understood this, we are done with all the amendments applicable for May 25 examination. What happened? Fine. On the screen, income from salary, bolo 8 lakhs. income from CG. Stop. It is purchased before, sold after. So in the computation sheet it will always be without indexation. Full value of sale consideration 40 lakhs. Transfer expenses, cost of acquisition 10 lakhs minus karo 28 lakhs. The total has to be, this should be your answer with related to income. ठीक है. Now we do the टैक्स. उसमें आपको मिलते दो ऑप्शंस. करेक्ट. We will first do option 2, that is without indexation. How much is the income we got? 36 lakhs. Divide that into 2. Long term how much? 28. And slab rates, other income is 8 lakhs. Now on the calculator please, new regime, old regime. So this 8 lakhs falls under 7 to 10. So do 8 minus 7. 1 lakh into 10% gives you 10,000. 10,000 plus. So on this the tax comes to 30,000. इस पे tax rate is 12.5. निकालो tax इस पे 3 लाख, दोनों को ऐड करो 3 लाख 80 प्लस यू विल ऐड सेस 3,95,000. This is your second option. ठीक है. Now we do option 1, salary income 8 lakhs. Capital gain में what is net sale consideration? 38 lakhs less index cost 10 lakhs into 363 by 129. निकालो 13,000 माइनस करो, ये दोनों को ऐड करो 1786. सॉरी, करेक्ट नो? करेक्ट. इस पे क्या निकालेंगे अब? टैक्स. लॉन्ग टर्म हाउ मच? 986,047. सैलरी इनकम हाउ मच? 8 lakhs. 8 lakhs पर टैक्स will remain the same 30,000. इस पे टैक्स रेट इज 20%. 1,92,009. दोनों को ऐड करो 227,20 प्लस सेस एट द रेट ऑफ 4%. 236, 297 or 298, rounded up to 300. We will go for second option. Kai baba? Option 1, that is with index. But calculation of income is this. This 36 will be called Jatai. That will not change. You are doing this only for tax rates, this with without, but income ke liye your income will be 36 lakhs only. No change in the income. Tax will change. If you got, very good. If you have not got but understood now properly, also very good. Because this is the major amendment in capital gains topic, which a student should know before attempting for May 25 examination. You want to do one more or this is absolutely fine? बोलो बाबा, बोलो, वन मोर करेंगे गाइस, बोलो। चलो, एग्जाम्पल 2। चलो, on the screen. I'll explain the example, then you try. Last one. We purchase a property for 10 lakhs. Sold for, with that money, I purchased 3 houses. 5, 7, 9, and within the time limit of section 54. If I remember the limit, 1 year prior to date of transfer or within 2 years from the date of I purchased the properties. Transfer expenses sold on, देख लो मेरे को सब नहीं मालूम. Lottery income. Now try to do this. We want under old regime. Let's start. ठीक है. Income from capital gain. When did you purchase? Before. Sold कब? Before. So we will do the income calculation with or without indexation? With indexation. Okay. Full value of sale consideration. 80 lakhs. Transfer expenses 3 lakhs. Minus karo 77 lakhs. Less index cost of acquisition. Cost how much? Into 363 by निकालो 28 lakhs 13,009 माइनस करो 04 less exemption under section 54. How many house properties exemption can I get? It depends whether long term capital gain is less than 2 crores or more than 2 crores. Here it is only 48 lakhs, it is less than. So you can get exemption up to 2 house properties once in a lifetime. You take the higher of the 3 values, any 2, higher of the 2. Which are the 2? 7 and 9. So total gives you 16. So total gives you 32 lakhs 86,000. ये हो गया income from other sources income. 2 lakhs. 10-15 minutes. Total gives you 34 lakhs 86,000 04. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? यहाँ तक सबको आया. Now we divide. Lottery how much? 2 lakhs. It's a flat tax at the rate of 30%, so gives you directly 60,000. Balancing figure. Long term 3286,047. Now check our chart. What should be the tax rate? But 20% directly nahi lena. Minus 1 lakh nahi baba. Minus 3 lakhs. Old regime, senior citizen, basic exemption limit will be 3 lakhs. निकालो. Yes, how much? 5 lakhs? 2 0. ये दोनों को ऐड करो. 657 209. On that we will add cess. 497 or 8 less TDS on casual income 60,000. ये 60,000 कैसा आया? 2 lakhs into 30%. If I remember the section number 194B. 194BB is for horse races. This is other than horse races. Limit amount more than 10,000. ये करे ना सब. Minus करो 623. Rounded off to 623,500. So we have done a problem where you purchased before, sold after. One more problem, purchased before, sold before. You should know the difference properly. Definitely he will not give you third option in the exam, that is purchased after. वो नहीं देता, बस उसमें कोई confusion नहीं है. दिया तो भी its tax rate is 12.5. Without, there is no option only, so the calculation also has to be without indexation. Please make a note so that you are very clear with the amended law. All your capital gain problems will remain the same except The CII's values has to be replaced from 348 to 363, and the current amendments what we have done. I'll repeat once again once you note down the amendments related to capital gain topic. हाँ वो भी कर सकते नहीं 288 is for rounding off of income 288B is rounding off tax ठीक है shall we start or shall we just have a 5 minutes discussion what we did first thing first type of capital asset में there is a change what is the change 12 24 36 they have removed 36 now provided the sale takes place on or after 23rd July 2024 and again I'm asking you the reason why this date that too in the middle of the month because that was the date when she announced the final budget post elections so there is a reason for that second change आया 112A law what is that good exemption limit has been changed 1 lakh to 1,25,000 and tax rate changed 10% to 12.5%. देखो जस्ट आपको नॉलेज के लिए मैं समझा रहा सेम व्हाट इज गिवन रीड दिस नहीं फर्स्ट रीड द सेकेंड हेडिंग वेयर बोल तो आफ्टर बजट डेट बिफोर बजट डेट आफ्टर नाउ रीड द फर्स्ट पॉइंट हाँ बोलते ये कौन सा केस वी आर ट्राइंग टू कवर परचेज आफ्टर और बिफोर और सोल्ड आफ्टर और बिफोर परचेज बिफोर व्हाट इज आवर करंट लॉ नो आई वांट एवरीवन टू रीड अपने को इससे मतलब नहीं है अपने को सिर्फ इससे मतलब है आप पढ़ो 12 पॉइंट और whichever is ठीक है चलो अब ये क्या है लैंड बिल्डिंग अक्वायर्ड आफ्टर एंड सेल कब हो रहा सो विच केस अपने बुक में थर्ड केस व्हाट्स द आंसर 12.5% without indexation and did we write this separately these three ये वाला listed or something called what did we write for that बाबा बुक देख लो ना बाबा before after before है तो again you get an option what is the option यहाँ देख लो सेम थिंग है but that is in more complicated manner given in the study material ये देखो what is this what a heading before POH how many categories we have 12 24 36 अब ये पढ़ो अब पढ़ो any categories 12 you don't have 36 there okay और कुछ भी नहीं, ऑल द अमेंडमेंट्स आर covered. I wanted to वो जो अपन पढ़े थे ना, if it is before we need to take the index without indexation, that is given somewhere, but I don't know which page. I have to check that properly. कहीं तो दिया हूँ, रुको मैं कहीं से निकालता, give me a minute. If you can get it somewhere. Now listen, ये पढ़ो, ये पढ़ो. Can everyone explain to me short term capital gain का two trees? First one, 111A, tax rate 10 का इको रहता बाबा, 15 or 20, and any other short term gain, that is what is given, 15, 20, and for other it is slab rate. But if it is sold before 23rd July, it is 15. On or after 23rd July, it becomes 20%. You have to remember the budget date. No second option. क्या है वो budget date? I forgot. ये note पढ़ो, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आता. Note together. Short term. Other बोल तो other than those three would be chargeable. Normal बोले तो in our simple language, slab rates. If it's old regime slab rates, new regime का slab rates. Then 112A, देखो क्या पढ़ रहा है, ये क्या है पढ़ो, long term gain exceeding one. Before, when we discussed in the session, it was only 1 lakh and the tax rate was only one tax rate, 10%. यहाँ कितने दे रहा आप देखो बुक में, 10, 12.5. 10 if it's sold before the budget, sold after. Use your brains now. ये amendment कब आया? अच्छा, amendment कब आया छोड़. When did she announce? She cannot tax on retrospective or past date basis. That's illogical. That's not correct. That's unethical, we say. She cannot say we are increasing the tax from 10 to with effect from 1/4/24. That is not acceptable under the international trade practices. So whenever amendment comes, it has to be from that date, not from the previous days. That's not correct. That's unethical practice, we say. उसके वजह से this nonsense confusion is arising for financial year 24-25. That's the logic behind that. Okay. मेरे को वो पॉइंट कहीं पढ़ाना यार आपको, कहाँ है कि नहीं दिख रहा मेरे को. Somewhere I only told my students to write that indexation नहीं मिलता, you should calculate without indexation. हाँ, correct. I want you to read this together. Action. Last paragraph of your session. Together. हाँ. ठीक है. बोले तो purchased before, sold after. What is the tax position? 2 up. Read from here. $12.5 without indexation, 20%. यहाँ तक clear? Now this is the most, and I want you to copy from here, but first we'll read together. It may be only while computing tax on long term under section 112A on transfer of and not while computing the income from head capital gains which would form part of. बोल तो इनकम कैलकुलेशन के लिए वी विल ऑलवेज डू without indexes. This point I was searching in your study mate so that you should know where what the law position. Continue. Thus, for computing income under the head capital gains to be included in the gross total income, indexation benefit is not to be given even in a case of resident individual transferring the land on or after 23rd July which was acquired before. So purchase before, sold after, we have option for tax, correct, but when you calculate income that has to be done without indexation. कुछ लिखना है तो लिख लो if you have understood well and good, because that is the position of the law. So these are the amendments which are applicable from May 2025 examination. Again I repeat, please focus on capital gains, whatever we discussed last 1 to 1.5 hours. That is very important. Very, very important. यहाँ देखो CI ऐड कर दिया हूँ, कितना है देखो 363. What we covered in the exam in the problem was 300 and every year it keeps on changing. I hope you know the logic behind this. This is in line with the inflation rate which is happening in India. Based on that will increase. कितना % increase हुआ निकालो. 363 minus 348 divided by 348. That is your average inflation rate for that particular year. Average only we can say. Okay. Based on that's in नाम में ही check cost, CII full form cost inflation index. So that is name mentioned in the value itself. Wishing you all the very best. This session was specifically taken because I guess few students requested that. I hope it was helpful and wishing you all the best. Anything you have, just message me whenever you want. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.